What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei and place to be chilled from Mr. A&D. Better give you guys another AEW Revolution pay-per-view with my man, not Deion Sanders at prime time.
What's going on, y'all? It's me, the PRIME.
Well, hey, look, guys, it was a loaded day yesterday for us because I told y'all on the podcast that we had the NBA All-Star game, and then, of course, AEW Revolution was going on. So I was going to do both, but we wasn't going to be able to do a live stream because, one, like I said, I'll be watching the All-Star game like I do traditionally every year, and Prime was going to be at the actual event. Well, after the event was over, I was just like, well, we got to talk about it now because I got to hear what Prime's reaction was and what the audience reaction was when it was live. And seeing that I was laughing. I was just like, wow, this is the first like big AEW botch. Because you knew it was coming. I mean, they've been good for so long. It's like eventually they was gonna have a fuck up. And boy, did they fuck up. I think, but not just that alone. I felt as though that a lot of things was kind of like about the show. However, what shocked me is I never thought I would say in 2020 that the best part of the show was Sting. I never thought I would say I got fixed. I never thought I would say that the best part of a wrestling show in 2021 would be Sting.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. All right, guys. So first of all, I missed the was it was it the buy-in pre-show?
Yeah, the buy-in.
Yeah. So who was on the pre-show? I missed the pre-show.
It was Thunder Rosa and Riho versus. It was supposed to be versus Britt Baker and Rebel, but Rebel got injured, so her replace. They announced it was like her replacement is gonna. They're gonna have to find a replacement. And they start putting like the eyes and stuff. It was Maki Ito. Not that Maki Ito is not good. Maki Ito is not. She's not like one of those big surprises to make a big announcement for.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion, she is she's a good addition from a Joshi wrestler, but she's not what I thought. And then I can see how a lot of people think that Joshi is silly because she came out and sung a song before she wrestled. So
Okay. Now, question: now the Rio pulled double duty because she did a pre-show and she did the championship match tonight also.
No, Riho wasn't in championship match.
Sheeta versus Riho was tonight.
That's not Riho. That's Rio.
See. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah, there's a Riho, and Rio. I forgot her name, but
okay.
Yeah.
So who won the matchup?
I don't know. I don't even remember.
Oh, okay.
So like at this time, I seen like the playback clip of it was they were having an event next door. They had like a monster truck event. So I went there first and then went to AEW.
So the sound didn't like travel over to the studio or stuff like that, did it?
No.
Okay. Well, the first matchup is we have the AEW Tag Team Championship matchup, the Young Bucks versus MJF and Chris Jericho. Like I said in my predictions, guys, this match is exactly what I thought it was going to be. I'm sorry, y'all get mad at me, and I am as a wrestler, I'm a Chris Jericho fan. Okay, let's put it that way. But he can't keep up with these Young Bucks no more. I mean, if this was 2000 Jericho, absolutely. But I could just see like the pace was kind of slower down. They did have a botch spot of like the wall Jericho spot. Jericho goes for a spring, but the line saw he gets super kicked right in the gut. MJF goes for a super kick party. He gets knocked out. Then Chris Jericho gets the double knees to the face, but I don't know what they call that. And then he gets a Meltzer driver, and the Young Bucks retain. I mean, it's not. I've seen Young Bucks in better matches. Jericho slowed them down a lot in this matchup, and for me, it was all right. I guess I've seen it wasn't no Hangman and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks from Revolution last year type thing. So it served its purpose, but I didn't find it this to be a good match. How do you feel about it?
I know this match wasn't gonna be necessarily good because I know Jericho and MJF have a different and slower pace than the Young Bucks, but I thought that Jericho and MJF was gonna win it just because I think Matt Jackson is like very injured.
Oh, well, I mean, after that fucking spot on Dynamite this past Wednesday, I would,
talk about before that.
Well, I'm saying, but that didn't help it.
Well, yeah, because like when he walked out, I was like, this man is limping to the ring. He can't walk. When it was last week, a week before last, when they were trying to chase Jericho and MJF in the car. He could not run. So I'm thinking, I don't know if it's something wrong with his leg or his back. He is messed up.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
that's just how I feel.
I mean, so if he probably made knee surgery. I'm not sure, but I said like the match wasn't pretty much not much of anything. And if you love tag team matches, player, well, guess what? We got a tag team fucking Royal Rumble coming up next, aka the tag team Royale, which is going to be first two teams start. Then every 90 seconds a new team comes out. There are 15 teams in this whole thing.
I would like this better if they had teams that actually matter. Not to say that a lot of teams in here were just like teams. I would like it if they had like actual teams. Like FTR wasn't in this.
No, what they weren't.
If they had actual teams, like more teams that matter, then I think this could be a good thing. But when you just have it like Peter Avalon and Caesar Bononi and people like that, it's not.
And
it's
the
hard
Gun Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gun.
It's hard to just try to get into it.
So the question: do you like this format better than a traditional tag team turmoil?
I like this format because it can have some surprises, but when you don't have surprises, that kind of ruins the whole thing.
Yeah,
like the whole point of this match is to have surprises.
Yeah, and we kind of got a little bit of a surprise, but to me, it wasn't much of anything. I'm not talking about people who came out. First, number one is the Dark Order, which is 5 and 10. Number 2 is the Nightmare Family with QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes. Coming out of number 3 is Proud and Powerful, aka Santana and Ortiz. Number 4 is Seidel Brothers. Didn't know Matt Seidel had a brother that was a tag team person. I thought Matt Seidel was just a singles guy, but okay, this is something new.
And they are singles guys, but since they brothers, I'm sure they practice moves on each other or with each other.
Probably so. Number 7 is number 5 is the Dark Order, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson. Then we had number 6 is the Gun Club. I was like, okay, so Billy Guns. I thought he was tagging with his dad, but it looked like his other brother came out and looks like down there.
No, when they're on Dark, it's all 3 of them. It's like a 6-man.
Okay. Yeah. I got you. Well, cool. Wrestling with the Suns. I mean, but still living that dream too. When it comes to number 7, Peter Overlon and Caesar Bononi. Number 8, the Varsity Blondes. Number 9, Bear Country. Number 10, Jurassic Express. Number 11, Butcher and the Blade. Number 12, Private Party. Number 13, SCU. Number 14, Death Triangle. And number 15, Dark Order, Silver and Reynolds. Whew. Okay, so that's the order that comes out. It's a traditional kind of Royal Rumble style match. Both members of the team had to be eliminated. QT Marshall eliminates the Gun Club, and then Dustin Rhodes is getting mad at him because they're part of the Nightmare Family, which is starting to get like the NWO at this point. Like, it's so many members of the Nightmare Family who's part of this shit. It's borderline NWO or Bullet Club. Tell me I'm lying.
No, it's the same, but it's just not canon.
It's not canon.
Yeah, it's like all the people that's in it, they just come out for Cody, but then when they not talk about Cody, then they all fight each other.
Oh, fair. Okay. So Cody's the problem behind this. Gotcha. So then him and Dustin get an argument. The QT Marshall eliminates himself and then spits at Dustin Rhodes. I'm like, so guessing this team is over, broken up, or whatever the case may be on that one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Dustin can go back to being a producer, and QT can probably try to get something as a heel. He could be on the level of Peter Avalon.
Well, we do know that the final 4 is the Jurassic Express and the Death Triangle. And me personally, I was like, Phoenix and Pentagon make the better team, the Lucha Brothers to me, opposed to having Pac in it, because Pac could have been the ladder match. But Okay, but so Death Triangle wins, so Pac and Ray Phoenix get a shot at the tag team championships, which will
I
be a good match, but I don't see them winning it.
I would have had honestly, I would have, for the way that their kind of story is almost going, I would have had Silver and Reynolds win it and then lose the match, of course. But like, I would have had them win it because it's something newer. Because I don't want to see Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. I kind of don't want to see them at all. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of soured on them at the
Uh-huh.
moment. And I, like you said, I would have rather see Pentagon and Phoenix rather than Pac and Phoenix. But you know.
I was
All of them
still
guys can be tag team guys and singles guys at the same time.
Yeah, I was still pulling for Private Party, as you know. And I figured, cause I knew Matt was going to lose the match later. I was like, well, maybe it could be like an investment thing because this whole big money Matt thing got to be a storyline type thing. So I figured Private Party, if they win, they get the boost and the money boost. And goes with the storyline, whatever the case may be. But they didn't win. So we go into our next match, the AEW Women's Championship.
It's
Rio taking
Rio.
on.
My bad.
Okay, Rio taking on Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, that's close.
Okay,
Close enough.
look, let's just say this. At least you didn't have to hear Jim Ross commentate tonight. Did you hear about him?
Now, what do you say?
My man was losing his voice.
Like losing like Michael Cole or losing it like
You know, he's
Michael
like
Cole was at
it sounded like
WrestleMania that 1 year?
he was gargling on razor blades. It looked like he was going to sleep at the desk.
It probably was, you know. That's what he. Oh, look, the women are coming out.
I was throughout the whole show. I was like, man, are you on drugs right there? But hard hitting matchup. These two Japanese ladies here. Even though I felt as though Britt Baker should have took this spot, but she didn't. You know, Rio is cool, but Sheeta was really putting in work. She was getting her up, and she picked her up for a Falcon's Arrow. There was one point on outside the matchup that she tried to springboard and like splash on Rio, but she got like took her, just tossed her into the crowd. I thought that was kind of dope. We get back into the matchup, and she like said he hits the Falcon's Arrow. She tries to go for the Shining Wizard or the Running Knee. It takes a couple of while. She tries everything to get Rio down, but then finally she hits that Shining Wizard and retains her Women's Championship. Not really much for me to go off here. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Rhea other than by name. I would like to see more of Britt Baker. It's kind of already telling. If you're only going to have this lady here for part-time from Japan, you know she's not going to win. So it kind of takes the element out the match a little bit for me. At least with Britt Baker, I'm like, there's a chance that she could go around and be a good heel champion. And actually, it probably could work out a little bit more to help boost that women's division up. But how did you feel about the match?
I didn't like the match. It's just weird because like Rio's style, I never really liked her style. I watched some of the tournament.
Mm.
I never really liked her style. Her style is like way too goofy for AEW, I think. I know they have goofy stuff happen sometimes. Hers like too goofy to the point to where it's like I can't even barely watch this because when she's doing the all this stuff and she did a pull the rope in one match.
Oh yeah, and the chops like this.
Yes, and those are actually in the game actually.
Oh yeah.
But I just don't. I don't know. I just don't. It just don't. I don't know. I don't like her style. It's just very goofy for me, and she can work a little bit, but I was kind of getting tired of Hikaru. She hit her finisher 4 times. She hit it 4 times almost in a row, and she kicked out 3 of those 4 times. I was like, once you hit your signature and your finisher like back to back, it should be over.
It should be. It should be.
But she hit the Falcon Arrow, then she hit her knee, and then she kicked out. Then she hit a knee again. Then she hit a knee again. Then she hit a knee again. It's just like I just thought that was way too much for no reason.
I know that they're trying to book her very strongly, but I'm like, but she's only going to be here not for that long. And you probably, I mean, I know they probably want to find a like have a fighting champion type thing with Sheeta, but their women's division needs a shot in the arm for real. It needs a lot of help. Needs a lot of help. Going on next to another tag team match player, we have.
Oh wait,
no,
by the way,
yeah.
After the match, Nyla Rose did come out, and then
within the
Britt
rope,
Baker came out. that Rebel came out, and then Maki Ito came out. And they all kind of beat up. They kind of beat up Hikaru Shida and Rio, and Thunder Rosa came out, and all 5 of them left. Like they were scared of her, which I didn't understand, but okay.
Tag team matchup: Miro and Kip Sabian taking on Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. First off, before the match gets started, Chuck and Cassidy get interviewed backstage, and then they get beat up by Miro. Miro takes Chuck Taylor's head, throws it through a glass panel through the door, and drags him to the outside. I thought it was something different and cool for the whole matchup. Brings Taylor down, starts beating him up. Orange Cassidy still incapacitated in the back, and then but Chuck Taylor's like, "Hey, ring the bell. We doing this regardless." Okay, they ring the bell. Miro's is beating down on him. Then finally, Cassidy makes it back to the matchup and comes into the matchup. Penelope Ford at one point gets knocked down off the apron. Kip Sabian is too focused on her, and Miro's just like,
purpose.
Huh?
On purpose, it looked like.
Yeah, and he's too focused on her. Miro gets distracted, and then he gets rolled up by Chuck, but he does kick out. Gives a matcha kick to Orange Cassidy like it sucked, and gives the game over to Chuck Taylor and wins the matchup. To me, it was forgettable because I was like, I understand you had to do this for rivalry purposes, but you know how I don't care about Chuck Taylor. I don't care about best friends. I don't care about that. I love Orange Cassidy now. He's grown on me. Miro's fine. Kip Sabian's okay, but I was saying, but this whole thing with the match, I was like, well, it's kind of late in the car for me, but I didn't care for it too much. How about you?
I mean, I didn't really like it either, but from what I see from this match, I see that Miro is going to be more of a not dominant. He's going to be more aggressive, and I'm pretty sure him and Kip's going to have a feud soon because he did knock Penelope off the rope on purpose.
Yeah.
So, and then when he was checking on him, Miro was like, "Get in the ring. I don't care about her." So they're going to have some rift between them two, and maybe after Miro beats Kip Sabian, he can go on to actually be taken seriously.
Going on next, we got the big money match. We got Adam Page taking on Matt Hardy. This match is kind of very slow at the beginning. Matt Hardy hits a twist of fate on the floor to Adam Page, and then he slows the pace down again. Page hits a moonsault to Matt Hardy on the outside, planting him down. And we come out, and Isaiah Cassidy tries to distract the referee so Matt can get the advantage, but then the Dark Order comes out and kind of makes numbers. Page on the apron. I liked the match too much, but the finish was cool, where Matt just knocked him down, but the Dark Order catches him and launches him forward right into the buckshot lariat on the Matt Hardy, and then Page wins the matchup, so he gets all of Matt Hardy's earnings. I don't know what their storyline is going for when it comes to all that stuff, but I mean, it was a good, to me, it felt like a TV match, but the finish, I really, really enjoyed the finish of it. I still don't understand what's the point of the whole Matt Hardy taking on Adam Page. They both could be doing something more meaningful than just having this kind of gimmick match about money that nobody got. So how do you feel?
I mean, in a storyline purposes, honestly, I would have had Matt Hardy win, and then I would have had the Dark Order be like, "Hey, we got your back. If you just be with us, we got your back when it comes to money and all that."
Yeah,
that's how I thought they were going to do it. Just have Matt be big money Matt, and then have Hangman lose his money, and the Dark Order kind of help him since he's kind of don't have his money for the first quarter. That's what I thought. Okay. But,
that's what that's like a part of the storyline. Does that sound like BTE?
No, that's just what I thought about that because I was like, that would make sense.
Yeah, I agree with you now. This is the Revolution ladder match, which they literally had a brass ring hanging from the ceiling. I said that's just the cheesiest shit, but fine. We have Max Caster taking on Lance Archer, taking on Scorpio Sky, taking on Pentagon, taking on Cody, and the to be announced participant is Ethan Page. Is now part of AEW. Remember the last time we see Ethan Page, we was cursing him out for how he had the Karate Man matchup with Impact, had the worst cinematic match of the year.
I figured it was going to be Page.
Really?
Because it for him, I don't know, it just made sense for all signs of pointing to Ethan Page. It just, he ran out of his contract with Impact, and he kind of want to be more known as more of a singles guy now, so I figured it was more likely going to be Ethan Page.
Well, I think that is dope. I mean, it's cool. So, then we get on with this ladder match, and the ladder match is like traditional ladder matches are. As I pull up my notes here, we have the ladder is up like this in the ring, and then we have Lance Archer in between, and Scorpio Sky is fighting, but then he gets Ethan Page slams Scorpio Sky on the ladder while Lance Archer is underneath there. Meanwhile, we got the ladder bridges from the apron to the to where the crowd is at, and we have Cody and Pentagon fighting on that. Well, I thought Cody was going to show the back tosser because he don't want to hurt his elbow because he's been selling the injury. But Pentagon hits a Canadian Destroyer to Cody on that ladder. And I'm like, whoa! I honestly did not think Cody was going to take that kind of spot.
Can I just say? I'm gonna just say it. I know people have been thinking it. I'm starting to hate Cody now.
You starting to hate Cody?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me why I gotta hear this.
Because he just, I don't know. Now he seems like he's like Triple H Jr. Like Triple H's Reign of Terror Jr. is what it seems like. Or Authority Triple H. It's just so much stuff reminds me. He always got to be on top. He always got to win. Like, why can't anybody else be the last person that Scorpio Sky had to knock off? I'm getting ahead of myself. Why did he have to be the last person before the winner had to win? Like, he's like the last obstacle. Why is he even in this match? It's called the face of a revolution, meaning that it's something that's going to change. It's going to be like a big somebody new, and Cody's in it. Cody's like a 2-time TNT champion. I just, I'll put somebody new in.
Well, I agree. He had to look his whole interest. He had a whole, elaborate type interest type day.
He had more pyro than the main event.
And we get there. As Sky tries to climb on the top turnbuckle.
Oh, but one more thing I gotta say about Cody real quick. Even though this is irrelevant, when they put out the ratings of who won the ratings for the week, every time AEW wins, somebody posts a GIF, a video of the Joker when he's going down the steps doing his thing, and they put it to Cody Rhodes' theme music, which I think is funny. It's like adrenaline. I don't know. I just think it's funny.
Oh, I got to say that out there because that sounds like it'll be hilarious. That sounds like it'll be really hilarious.
I gotta find the when they updated to the Snoop Dogg one. The Snoop Dogg one don't hit the same as the original one.
Are you talking about the Snoop Dogg Cody song or just the Snoop Dogg song?
No, the Snoop Dogg Cody song. They had the original song, but then when he changed it, they changed it to the Snoop Dogg song. It don't hit the same as the Cody song, but it's still fun.
I got you. So Lance Archer gives a knee to Scorpio Sky. He falls on the top rope and goes through a ladder bridge from the announce table to the ring apron. That like it sucked. Cody takes off his weight belt and starts whipping anybody comes to the ladder. And but however, Cody, as he goes up, Cody takes a ladder plex from, I forgot who it's from, and then Matt Caster goes and drops the elbow right on Cody's back off the ladder. So that right there is pretty hard.
Yeah, Cody was not laying flat either. He was kind of like on his like arms and knees. So exactly. I know that probably hurt. Yeah.
We have a blackout to Caster on the ladder on Matt Caster. That like it sucked. And then we have Ethan Page gives the outsider's edge to Lance Archer. Didn't know he can get him up that high. He does that. And then but here comes Jake Roberts. Stop getting Jake Roberts involved in these matches.
Yeah, man, he getting ready for his Tully Blanchard comeback.
Stop it. Please stop it. Please stop it. Jake, he comes in and hits
I ain't hit a DDT in 20 years. I'm about to hit one. I really thought he was going to hit a DDT.
No, he can't get down and do the slap at the same time. He goes there and gets clotheslines. That's what he do. But then Penta gives him a super kick. Scorpio Sky comes back from falling off through the ladder.
He still did take a bump though.
Climbs the ladder. Cody is the last one there. He knocks Cody off. He reaches to get the brass ring. Scorpio Sky is your winner. And I picked Scorpio Sky because I was like, he needs something to do while SCU is still trying to be a tag team type thing. But he's obviously hot right now. I would maybe give Scorpio Sky the title after the night.
I would. They fighting on this Wednesday, so I would have Brian Cage and we get to that later. I would have them have something to beat up Darby, and then Scorpio Sky wins it that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it ain't got to be a clean win, but still a win. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is how you book the brothers the right way, not that shit we did back in early February with that tag team match with Cody. You know,
we never see him again.
Exactly. You was right. We never see them again. So it is now time for who is the big reveal for AEW? Who are they going to sign? And who comes out?
I already knew when they started the countdown. I already knew who it was.
Christian Cage. Yo, when I say the internet was disappointed, I was like, but see, y'all set the bar way too high because as soon as y'all said, even what AEW said or Tony Khan said that we got the biggest free agent signing, a big star. Everybody's thinking Brock, everybody's thinking Batista, everybody's thinking certain other.
No, I was Christian, if it wasn't Christian, I was going to either say Christian or Okada. Those are my only two guesses.
I will take Okada over Christian.
Well, yeah, because Okada's like 30, 32 or something. But I don't think this is bad. Like, I know why they said the hottest free agent is because when he came back, a lot of people was buzzing at the Royal Rumble. It's like, oh, I want him to have one more run. I want him to do this with Edge. I want him to do that. And then, like, less than a month later, he's at AEW. So I can understand why. I don't know why. I thought him and WWE had some contract negotiations done already.
So did I at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I thought they was. But then again, Carlito was supposed to sign a contract and he didn't either. Like he was supposed to wrestle for 2 more weeks after he did on Raw. He just said, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. So maybe Carlito as well could be heading to the Dynamite Zone or whatever. I don't know, but
that will be something.
Look, if Christian is back, I want him. If Christian Cage is back, I want him to be like back. Like he got the original theme song that he had in TNA. That's cool. He's called the Instant Classic again. He's called Christian Cage again. I want him to come out with the ring jacket combo, the ring jacket and the pants, because that's what I loved about Christian. And change his gear. He need to wear his TNA gear again. I hate the WWE gear. I need to get with the little CCs on the side. But anyways, other than that, I can see Christian. He said he wants to wrestle weekly, so he's going to be on Dynamite probably every. He's going to be on Dynamite.
So he's like clear. Now he going out there to do some wrestling.
I guess so. You know, he said I don't just want to wrestle on pay-per-views. I want to be wrestling, if not weekly, often. Is what I remember him saying. What I read, but. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm just upset because I know when they say Hall of Fame worthy, a lot of people are going to be like, it's not CM Punk or it's not this person. I'm like, it's understandable. If they would have just said we're signing somebody, that's all you needed.
Imagine if they didn't say anything and then Christian just came walking out.
That too.
That would have been crazy. That would have been the fans would have received that way better than what they received.
No, you're right, but hey, I just want to see what he's gonna do. You know, I feel like he's gonna go on a run because he has a name. I feel like he's gonna go on a run, but then after a while, he's gonna die down. Like, he's not gonna do like he did at Impact with a 2-year undefeated streak. He's not gonna do all that.
Not at his age right now.
Nah, trust me. I'm pretty sure Sting's probably gonna go undefeated, but let's not get on that.
Okay, that's like it fast. So yeah, Christian. That was Christian Cage making his way to it. So now we get to the part of the show where I felt as though, like, okay, my mind is interested because we get into the street fight, which is Sting and Darby Allin taking on Brian Cage. This matchup is a cinematic style matchup, and it starts off. We see Sting driving his car, and it's like at night during the city. It kind of gives me the Crow vibes. And
I
while I
don't know
like,
where they was at.
huh?
I don't know what city they was in, but it looked good. Like the shots look good in the city, wherever they was at.
Yeah. I don't know what city it was at though, but as he's driving, the Darby Allin, it's just he got his skateboarding right there. I like how they ride through the city. You got everybody from regular people to homeless people wearing these Sting masks, and then I thought that was cool. They had these people in hoodies coming up to the arena. They had like the like this warehouse, and the ring was sitting right there. Nice entrance between all of them. Cage and Starks sitting there waiting, and then we get on with the matchup. Cage ain't waiting for nobody. He sits there, starts throwing Darby against the wall, starts taking the other Sting people, power bombing them. Sting is working on Ricky Starks on on the inside, and then we're on to our matchup. Brian Cage just drags Darby Allin down the rampway, while Sting and Ricky Starks are still staying in the necessary ring. So much for the Lumberjacks to keep all this stuff people in the ring, but we know that's not what they were for in the first place. It was just there to cause a distraction. But Brian Cage and Darby Allin are at like the end of this hallway, and takes his neck, picks him up and throws him, literally throws him through these double doors. Darby Allin, and I'm like, Darby's gonna take a beating tonight.
Yeah.
As basically going to go. Sting grabs his baseball bat, so it's like this warehouse where Sting's on one side, Ricky Starks on the other side. Can I tell
It
you?
looks like. Oh, my bad. You can go.
No, okay. Well, I'll say, just real quick, the Sting walks better than the Undertaker.
Oh yeah, he had 5 years off.
I mean, he's sitting there just like power walking with this bat. I'm like, Undertaker be out of breath by just running the ropes a little bit. So I'm just like, but what was you going to say?
And I was gonna say it looks like a mall a little bit. It's like they got one side here, one side there, in the middle it's like a big space.
It's a great way
people
to
had
put it.
2-story malls. Yeah.
That's the way we put it. It looks like a mall. So as Sting is chasing Ricky Starks, he finally gets to the other side, tosses his bat, and just beats Ricky Starks, like throw his head to the stone. And
And Ricky said, "You don't need that bat." He said, "You right, I don't do it," and then beat him up anyway. So.
Exactly. See, I like that kind of stuff. We go back to with Brian Cage and Darby Allin, and Cage does something very impressive. Picks Darby Allin up in a suplex and walks a flight of stairs up while he's still in the suplex. That is freakishly strong stuff right there.
I mean, Darby's like what, 80 pounds?
Maybe 100 soaking wet, or no, maybe 90 soaking wet. Uh, it's still freakishly impressive also to see that. And then we see in a apartment building that that Sting comes up and catches up on to Brian Cage and starts attacking him. So now it's 2-on-1 when it comes to Sting and Darby Allin beating down Brian Cage before Ricky Starks comes back, starts attacking Sting, starts hitting him with these big barrel style trash cans, which I was like, that's kind of dangerous. But Sting, you better be careful with that.
It looked like he was slapping them in the back with him too. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Darby Allin comes back and is up and out Sting for the most part. There's this beam.
I don't know when this spot is, but I just don't want to forget it. But like Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, they like use Darby as like a swing. And they like swing him into like a glass, and the thing even falls on his head. I was like,
hold on,
a little rough.
Actually, that spot comes after this one.
Oh, okay, I was like, oh, I didn't want to forget it.
Oh yeah, no, that because Ricky Starks is by on this ground, and then it's like a regular tail kind of behind him. Darby Allin scales this pipe type thing, this beam structure, and does like a coffin drop from the top of it, and some guy in an orange mask comes out, and then just throws Darby Allin on the steel steps. And I was like, who the hell is that? We know who it is. It's Powerhouse Hobbs. He's there. Then Taz's son is in there. And then of course it's a
And
full
Hook.
huh? I'm sorry, I hear what you say. What you
I was
say?
gonna say and Hook.
Oh, and Hook. I keep
I was
almost
gonna say Hobbs and Hook.
Yes, Hook comes out there. So then we got Hobbs and Cage beating down Darby out, and they see this glass window panel like you was talking about, and they literally take Cage has his legs and Hobbs has his arms, and they're literally swinging Darby Allin, and they swing him right through that whole glass panel. I thought that shit was crazy.
I thought they had a stunt double for that or something. I was like, hey.
No, that's him. They're beating down Sting, and then I like the scene where Sting is looking up and you see like Darby Allin is up there looking like down at one of the windows, like the roof of the damn place. Sting is fighting back with his baseball bat, breaks his baseball bat over Brian Cage, and then hits him with a shovel and knocks him over this area. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like he knocks him over the railing where the mall is at. But at the top, you see Darby Allin. I said, I see the wheels turning. Darby Allin from the top of this thing makes a jump. Literally, this thing, I don't know how far down this joint was. He goes and hits an elbow to Brian Cage, and it just crashes through the floor. So it added an extra 10 to 20 feet drop to whatever it was. And Sting is just looking on. Now goes back to Ricky Starks to try to go for like the Scorpion Deathlock. It's what is it? Was it? Did he hit a powerbomb on Sting, or did Sting? I'm trying to remember all the stuff that Sting did. Oh, I thought he did a destroy. He didn't do a destroy. He kind of did a sunset flip on it. He hits a Scorpion Deathlock.
He did kind of like a cold red.
Cold red, but he just did the old way. He hits a Scorpion Deathlock on Ricky Starks, and they win the match. And Sting stares right into the camera. Good matchup, in my personal opinion. It was the match of the night. Sting came out, and this also kind of upset me. I was like, this now shows me.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're right.
Sting can handle matches and cinematic type matches, and just imagine what the cinematic match would have been with the Undertaker and Sting. First of all, it was creative. I like the way this was shot. I like the way that when he was driving out the city, you see the bums or the regular people outside with Sting match, so it kind of felt like the Purge a little bit. And
then they came in with a little army.
And it came with I enjoyed all that. Imagine the scary, sadistic stuff you guys could do with a Sting and Undertaker cinematic match that we will never get. Thank you, WWE. And this pissed me off because I was one of the ones that saying Sting couldn't wrestle again, but he proved me wrong tonight. And he had the most entertaining matchup on the card. And this what Sting needs to be. He don't need to do no real wrestling. He just need to have cinematic style matches.
Well, one day we might get Sting versus Mike Callis.
Maybe
if Undertaker ever goes, if he ever leaves, what you know.
Well, I rate that match, whatever it was 5 out of 5 or something like that. It doesn't matter. I really enjoyed this matchup. I can't wait to see Sting in more cinematic style stuff.
I feel like he gonna have an actual match sooner or later. So he has to.
He don't need no actual match, bro.
Unless they give him a signature match.
Huh?
Unless they give him a signature match like the Street Fighter, something that's like how Abyss had the Monsters Ball.
Yeah,
if they do something like that for Sting, then I would like it. Like just call it the Stinger's Pit or something. I don't know.
Main event time for the AEW Championship. It is something flew in my ear. My bad. AEW Championship. We have Kenny Omega taking on Jon Moxley in an exploding barbed wire match. And of course, I was like, exploding barbed wire matchup. I was like, what the actual hell? Moxley goes from the crowd. Kenny Omega comes in. He has the shirt on. There's like a guy in like the WandaVision B suit, like the hazmat suit in there for the explosions and the barbed wire. And I have to say, there are rules in this match that I wasn't used to, saying that if all the bombs aren't detonated, because I didn't know where they were at, everything will detonate at the end of the matchup. So keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So at first, Kenny Omega and Moxley are doing the test of strength, and they're doing all the hip blocks and everything like that because nobody wants to go into the barbed wire. So they spend about a good I would say. And then finally, he knocks Omega to the outside because there is one side which is right by the ram and does not have any barbed wire on it. So knocks Omega out there. Moxley goes into his trash can and starts pulling out his toys like a barbed wire chair and barbed wire bat or whatever the case may be. And he goes and hits Kenny Omega on there. And then it go back in there. And the first time we get an exploding type of spot is Kenny Omega tosses the powder into Moxley, rams him into the ropes, and then the thing explodes. Before we go any further, how was it hearing like the first explosion or seeing it there live in person?
It was like I kind of expected it's kind of like a pew kind of thing. It wasn't like pyro explosion, just like a pew.
Oh, yeah, I know it's going back there, but some things seem more intense on on when you're there live than they do on TV, such as Kane's pyro.
Yeah, nah, Kane's pyro in real life, boy. They did Kane's pyro and the Douglas pyro back to back one time, unannounced. I about pooped my pants, but nah, I don't know. See, I just say my thoughts to the end of the match. You keep it going.
Okay. So the match continues going on. So that was the first. Then we get now Omega's working on Moxley's knee. He tries to put him in the figure four. Moxley does something very creative. It takes the barbed wire bat and saws his leg so he can get out of it. I thought that was a very creative spot. Moxley does get busted open. I missed when Moxley got busted open there, but the blood is just running down.
He hit him with something. I forgot what he did. He hit him and like cut him right over the eye.
Okay. Yeah. So, but Moxley has the Crimson Mask right now, and then Omega throws him into one of the barbed wire tables into the corner, and this stuff just looks like it fucking hurts. Omega hits a little moonsault on there, but then Moxley comes back, pushes Omega into the ropes, chest first, and the explosion goes off, and then he pushes him again in the back, another explosion goes off, and then Moxley takes Omega and does like a double underhook suplex, I would say, and you can see Omega's ribs start to bleed through the shirt. Like he got caught on some barbed wire, got cut pretty bad. So now these guys are sitting there tearing each other apart, necessarily. So it's very brutal. Moxley takes some wire and rips it and it starts beating Kenny Omega with it. They're both out on the apron.
That's the part I didn't understand.
You said they were on the apron?
Because I'm like, I know they can get out of the ring by going under the ropes, but then when they were outside of the ring, they were like pushing the ropes and hanging on to the ropes and like shaking the ropes. I'm like, shouldn't that have gone off?
It should have, but it did because I was like, all the bombs are on the ropes of barbed wire. It didn't go off, but then Moxley has a paradigm shift to Omega on the floor of the barbed wire boards, and the blast wasn't that big in the first place. I figured if you fall on the boards, it would be a bigger blast. And the question is, I'm still thinking, who got the worst of that, Moxley or Omega on that one?
I think Omega landed straight directly on the top of his head, while Moxley kind of, I think, cut some of his leg on the barbed wire. So I don't know who got the worst. I think they both just got it bad.
Whew. I would say once again, I wouldn't even do these kind of matches. So they try to get each other up. Moxley brings back in some more barbed wire, gives a pound driver to Omega, but Omega kicks out as they fight. So as they fight some more, Kenny Omega hits the one wing angel, but then at his foot, Moxley's foot's near the ropes. So as he puts his foot on the ropes, the rope explodes and it makes Kenny Omega like flail off. I thought that was a smart one. At first I was like, say, there's no rope breaking these kind of matches, but just for it to trigger the bomb to go off to break the count, I thought that was kind of dope.
Yeah, it was well thought of by Moxley, kind of sacrificing his leg so he can keep winning.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of dope, but we're not done yet because here come the Good Brothers and they come out and start attacking Moxley, and then they set up an open chair and they give him a one wing angel onto the open chair, and that's that.
They also had a barbed wire bat, so when he hit Moxley, it exploded in his face.
Oh, that was necessarily the matchup. I thought it was okay matchup. I think they're one at Full Gear was a lot better. But we're not done yet, y'all, because now as they said they win the match, they jump Moxley and they handcuff him so they can stay in the ring. They rake his forehead with barbed wire. They're doing anything to beat him down. So there's a timer is going off from 1 minute, and they're going down. They're gonna leave him in the ring and let the whole ring and everything explode. But Eddie Kingston, who comes out, who's John Moxley's legit friend, is sitting there trying to beat up everybody out there, and then goes into the ring to try to save Moxley. Like, yo, man, get up, man, before this stuff explodes. Get up, get up, get up. But no, Moxley's not listening. He's really unconscious. So then what does he do? He gets down on Moxley. He tries to cover him up. So when the bomb detonates, and then Eddie Kingston does this all the way down to like the last second. He covers Moxley up and covers himself up for this big explosion. And oh my God, the little streamers from the 4th of July start coming up. We get a couple little smoke bangs and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is what he's selling right now?
Yeah, he sold like he died.
Say what?
He sort of like he died.
Like he died. That's what I'm saying. So he was sitting there and it acted like he died. And then tried to come down there and roll him over. And then that's how the show went off. I was like, that was terrible of what happened there. You got to let me know from a live perspective how it was.
There was a lot of boos. See, what I thought was going to happen, I thought since Kenny Omega quote unquote made this thing, I thought it was going to be like one of those things where it's like a plate explosion, and they like, whew, okay, we're safe. But then it's a real explosion. But that was the real explosion. I'm like, see, that's why we can't have nice things sometimes. Because the match in Japan, their death matches, the ring actually explodes. Like, it looks believable. This one was just bad.
Yes, I was wondering what the crowd reaction was being, and then now I didn't see the show obviously, but they said that Moxley got on the mic to talk about it. Did that happen?
Oh, I don't know. After the explosion, I kind of just left. I was like, I ain't even trying.
He said, I ain't even trying to stay because they got a picture of him on the mic talking about the botch, and I mean it's clearly a botch because Eddie Kingston did die. I think they were trying to have like a big explosion, go all the way around the ring, so they get covered up in smoke and everything like that. So that's
how they usually are. They usually are all the way around the ring, and I'm pretty sure they probably add a smoke machine or something to it to make it look like an explosion. This one was less than Cody's pyro. If they would have did exactly Cody's pyro, I would have been fine. If they literally said, Cody Rhodes, come out, and it had that pyro, I wouldn't have minded. I would have been fine. But they had the Brodus Clay sparklers and like two pyros. I was like, yeah, this is not what's up.
This is that. First of all, it's going to be hard to sell this kind of match again. But AEW going to try to fix it, huh?
I don't think they're going to do it again. I don't think it can sell again.
I'm about to say, do you think they're not going to try to fix the sin of the wrong?
Nah, because you had the perfect time. You did it with Moxley, one of the most hardcore people ever, and Moxley, and it can't sell with Moxley. So I don't think they do it again.
Okay.
Unless it's for another 5 years, so they can say we haven't done this much in 5 years or something like that. Then, yeah.
Well, this was something else. So, overall, what do you rate AEW Revolution?
Well, let's just hope whenever they try blood and guts that it goes better. Let's just hope.
Let's just hope because this was a major botch to the point, embarrassing levels to the point of it. But okay, I'll go first. In my personal opinion, the show wasn't that great. I mean, other than the Sting, Darby Allin street fight matchup, and am I happy to see Scorpio Sky win? Yeah, but the latter match was regular to me. Every match never got to the first gear. Like, nah. For me, I was excited about the barbed wire matchup, but once again, that whole botch at the end, and then once again, you can't much you can do when you deal with barbed wire. So it's like this ain't like the Revolution it was last year. It's
I'll give it a thumbs down too because it was just the show was hyped up so much. I'm like, I'm ready to see how they do this, and then they kind of didn't execute, and especially the ending. And most pay-per-views, the ending is what they remember the most. and it was a botch ending. So that's probably what for 10, 20 years, probably what people are gonna remember this whole thing by.
Yeah,
is the botch. So
is that botch. So guys, post that comments down below. Did you guys see AEW Revolution last night? What do you guys think about the botch? What do you guys think about how AEW did tonight? Because I thought, especially the Christian Cage stuff. Is it cool to see Christian? But I know people were expecting more than Christian. I'm sorry, they were. Also, hit the like button if you guys enjoy our review. Hit the subscribe button for more wrestling content right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC in place, between Mr. D, and not downstairs with prime time.
all right, y'all.
All right, and the Nerd Coalition is out.